guys, it's Mary Beth with Be Local Fishers, and I'm here with Luke from All In Painting. How are you, Luke?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I wish there was some sunshine, but other than that, I'm well. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right, Luke, well, I'm going to get right to it. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and All In Painting?
absolutely. So I have been in the Indianapolis area since 2005, and we started raising or starting our family in Greenwood, Indiana. So,
Okay.
we started out just trying to figure out what side of town we wanted to live on, and we found ourselves just from proximity to our careers and jobs that we had at the time, living in Greenwood. And I actually this business with All In Painting started in 2016.
Okay.
So I had always wanted to own a business,
Hmm.
and I didn't know exactly what that was going to be when I was brainstorming, and I had grown up in a painter family. I'm actually a fifth generation painter,
Oh,
and
cool.
so I grew up in the painting world. My dad was a painting contractor, and when it came time to finally figure out, well, what type of business do I want to do, I ended up deciding, well, I'm going to do something that I was technically trained in and that I had some confidence in. So that's how I really got started with All In Painting. In 2016, it started with just myself and a minivan and a
Okay.
ladder. And I quickly realized that I could not do these paint jobs on my own. I knew that I needed some help. Most paint jobs on average, can take one person in a week. So it was just, when you got some of the bigger jobs that were like 80 hours, it's like, well, people didn't really want you in their home
For
or
80
at their
hours.
house for 2, 3 weeks trying to finish the
Right.
job. So in that first year, within 3 or 4 months, I decided I needed to hire a crew. And then since then, we basically have grown by about a crew each year.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, it's been really exciting. We kind of started out on the south side and realized, we were getting calls all around Indy. Indy's great because it's one big circle.
Yes.
And it doesn't really matter where you live. You can get to anywhere within 30, 40 minutes. So that's one thing really nice about the Indy area. So, being able to work in Fishers and around the area is not a problem for us.
That's awesome. So you had the entrepreneurial spirit, you had the know-how, and you made it happen. That's awesome. Good.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
so what makes All In Painting unique? How do you stand out from the rest?
absolutely. So what we're doing is really working hard to create a positive experience. And that positive experience is both for our clients and our employees. For our clients, we really want to have a seamless project. Everything from the beginning of the call to when the project is complete. There's a lot of things that have to happen to get from
Right?
point A to point B. And so we want to make that as easy and as hands off for the client as we can. I always let people know that at the end of the day, what we provide is a painting service, absolutely. But what we really want to do in the midst of that is we want to create a really good experience.
Experience.
No matter what I think someone is going to sell, like how can we make ourselves stand out? And so we really do focus on having some really good systems in place and really strong communication efforts, and as well as professionalism and quality and those other things that go hand in hand with doing home service improvement projects for residences throughout the area. The other big part of our company is our employees, and within the industry, especially within trades, just in general, what we have found is the younger generations weren't really encouraged to be in trades. They were encouraged to go to college.
Right.
And so that skill set, that specialty of plumbing, painting, HVAC, whatever you have, it's kind of gone away, and there's not a lot of skilled tradesmen out there. So what we're doing is really trying to come up with ways and be a place where employees can come and learn the trade, and how do we train those employees. So that's something that is constantly evolving. It's something that constantly we're trying to set ourselves apart with. We want painters to come work at All In Painting so that they can have a career and not just a job. And we know if those employees are happy about their career, well, that's just going to go and trickle over to the experience that our clients can have as well.
That sounds amazing. I love that for, kids who are getting out of school that don't necessarily want to go to college, but they don't know where to start. So this is great. That's great.
Yeah.
So why do you enjoy what you do?
I enjoy what I do, and I'm really passionate about it because of my past. And in my past, I worked for a corporate environment, and I had this idea, this career path, getting to the next stage in my career. I always thought that was exciting. Unfortunately, I was just in an industry that was pretty stagnant, and
Right.
it wasn't really going anywhere in terms of growth. So that kind of didn't really set up a career path for me. It was kind of like, well, I could go to the next step in my career, but in order to do that, someone had to leave. It wasn't a growing career. So that became a passion of mine within All In Painting, is always be growing. It's one of our core values to always be growing, because it's challenging, it's rewarding, and it's never going to get really boring. And so because I didn't have that previously, it's something that I'm really passionate about here, not just for myself and All In Painting, but for employees. Again, for them to be able to come somewhere, have a career, maybe start out as an apprentice, but grow, and maybe they become a painter or a skilled painter or an experienced painter or a job leader or a crew leader. What is their next step?
That is really amazing. And I mean, from a business owner's perspective, I totally understand where you're coming from. That's great. So can you tell us something that people might not know about you? I see you went to IU, but what else is there?
Something that people don't know about me is that in my previous career, I did work as an airport consultant and a professional pilot.
Okay.
So during that, I spent 11 years in that industry. I was flying myself and my colleagues to various airports throughout the state of Indiana. So I had built up 1,300 hours and logged 1,300 hours of total flying time. And so it's just kind of a unique past of mine. I definitely learned a ton about managing projects through that standpoint, and also just really enjoyed flying. I've always enjoyed being in control of things as far as things that move. Whether when I was a kid, it was a four-wheeler, and then I got my license, and then it's like, well, flying an airplane sounds like a lot of fun too. So that's one thing that's unique about myself, is just that aviation background and, a passion for aviation.
That's amazing. I really hope the airline industry can take a hard turn soon, because it's struggling right now. So tell me why you enjoy being a part of Be Local.
Absolutely. So I think Be Local, I believe that Be Local really has this initiative to help people feel welcome when they come to the area. And I came to the area back in 2004, and I didn't really know where to go or what to do. And I didn't know who to hire, what professional contractors were available. And I think Be Local really does a good job of seeing, hey, there's neighbors just like me and my family, and this is what they like to do. And so I think that's a really cool approach to a magazine and helping people get acquainted with what Indianapolis has to offer. And
Well,
there's
thank
so
you.
much to do here. It's a great city. It's easy to get around.
I
So,
think so, and I really hope that people appreciate it because it's a lot of fun. So one last question before we talk about the giveaway. How has your company changed due to the COVID
sure.
pandemic?
You know, it's really allowed us to kind of reset in a way. You know, it's in a way, it's a lot like a recession. You know, it's like, you know, as a business owner, you have to think about, okay, cash is really important during a time like this. So you start to get rid of things that maybe you didn't really need. There was, you know, the first couple weeks of COVID, it was pretty uncertain and no one really knew what to do. But once some of those things started to play out, we got an idea of how things were moving forward. I think what we really had to do is, you know, really realize that it's time to move forward. It's time to keep going. Yes, things were very uncertain, but we can't sit in that and dwell in it. How are we going to move forward in this? I think that's what all business owners were doing. And so we stepped back and took that time where business was slower to just think about our business, to be creative in that moment, because we're always so busy. So just to be able to have some time and be creative during the COVID and come up with new ideas and then choose how are we going to pivot? What are we going to do different now that this has happened? And obviously, you know, there's much more awareness towards, you know, keeping a site sanitary and washing your hands and those things. So it's definitely impacted us and our health and our safety for sure.
Now, are you actually going in homes and doing indoor painting right now?
Yeah, it's selective, you know, so majority of our work has been exterior, which is really common this time of the year.
Right.
But at the same time, we are interior painters and we have people that need interior painting done. So we're just taking extra precautions, you know, with the interior painting that we do. And so, yes, we do cabinet refinishing and we do all types of interior painting, walls, ceilings, and trim and so forth.
Excellent. Well, why don't you shoot me some pictures and we'll post those as well of some of your amazing work. And I'm going to let you talk about the giveaway.
Yeah, so the giveaway that we would like to do is anyone who books a job with All In Painting, what we would like to do, if it's over $1,000, we're going to give away free paint.
Ooh,
So
nice.
one of the major costs outside of labor to any project is the paint. It costs money. And so we get really good discounts on that as well. But that's one thing that we wanted to promote is giving away free paint. So if you're to book a job with All In Painting, then, and you tell us that you heard about us through Be Local, we're going to go ahead and provide you with free paint for your project.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for being here today. If anybody needs any work, we're going to send them your way. Again, send me some pictures so I can post them as well. And we will talk to you soon.